Hi, my name is Richard Keller, and I'd like to talk to you about my capstone project Overclock, which is for the mobile gaming program for Full Sail University. First of all, a quick introduction of myself. Like I said, my name is Ricky Keller. I'm a Full Sail game development graduate in 2010. Since then, I've been in the industry for about 6 years, but the last 4 years have been in the mobile industry specifically. Um, Over those 6 years, I've released applications on Linux-based custom machines, Android, Windows Mobile, and iOS uh, platforms. Something cool that I was able to do with my consulting program was also, or my consulting firm was install an automation service in Nairobi. I was actually on location in Kenya in the slum of Kibera to help a nonprofit um, install automation services for their health clinic. So that was something really cool I got to do as well. Moving on, talking about Overclock. Overclock's a lane defense, much like Plants vs. Zombies. Um, I worked on this project targeting iOS, but I have made several builds for iOS and Android. The intended audience was 12 to 20-year-old boys and girls, and I targeted a premium pricing model of around $129. The idea that the current design lends itself well to that model, but not so well without additions and design to a sort of freemium model. Although the genre itself lends itself to the freemium model very well. So let's get right into it. This is the title screen, and you go straight on to the level select menu. From here, you can choose from any of the 8 levels. Level 5 is a bonus level, which breaks some of the rules, but for now, let's go on into level 4 to demonstrate the core gameplay. There's a tutorial on level 1 as well, but I can explain everything that happens in the tutorial through this video. So essentially, much like Plants vs. Zombies, you have initial placement of some units. This is your currency over here in the top left, and each one of these items cost a portion of currency. The way you get currency is by defeating aliens and defending your base. Very similar to how other lane-based defense games work. Not entirely how Plants vs. Zombies works with their Sunshine model, but this requires you to do some work in the meantime in order to get that currency. So right now it already looks like I'm in trouble, but these troopers alone will not be enough to take down these tougher pink aliens. And let's see if I can get some defense here. So the commando I just dropped is a defense-based unit. There we go, got some more currency. The idea of that is to take a lot more damage while the troopers provide a solid defense while the troopers are dealing damage to the incoming alien units. I have my first power up here, so I'm going to use this probably poorly. There we go. Alright, so as things are getting a little shaky, what this power up is doing, I'll just let that lane go, is as you can see the trooper here has been modified or overclocked, if you will, to fire more powerful bullets in order to take out the enemy. So it's about 3 times the damage. Each one of these power converters here have a different ability. So if I place one here, we have an enemy that fires a lot more rapidly. They can also be combined to fire more rapid heavy shots, so combining them is a probable and probably necessary way of defending your base in this game. So let's get a little bit more defense because I'm running out of life here. But the last one I'll introduce is this blue power converter, which freezes the enemies, and we'll see if I can get one of these faster enemies here when it comes. So see if I can. I'll defend real quick and then speed this up. So what happens is they attack and move a lot more slowly. It looks like there's one in front. Okay. So let's get back to the rest of the functions real quick. Something that I didn't mention, I'll go pop into level 2 real quick, is part of the in-game menu. Level 2, here we are. So there's if you have just happened to skip the first level with the tutorial, there's an in-game menu here, a codex, that will explain each one of the characters and their strengths and their what they're meant to be used for. And same thing with the enemies. It explains, which enemies to be more careful of, which ones resist ice bullets, and which ones resist regular bullets. So you'd have to power up and use the more devastating units to attack. Something that I would have liked to have changed for a commercial release is to do away with this build bar. As you can see now, I have to tap and then drag from this build bar. In playtesting, especially, this seemed to be rather tedious as players wanted to drag from the bottom left onto the board itself. Another thing that would have been nice to have added was a more progressive tutorial. In the beginning, I'll just go through it. First of all, there's an instruction screen which needs to be done away with and probably be explained all interactively. So did add an interactive tutorial at some point, but it only touches on a few characters of the game itself. So I'd like to do one that focuses a bit more on it. On the tutorial and explaining a few different characters, a few different hero units, and explaining them over the series of a course of a few levels. But with the amount of time here, I was able to get this done. So, alright, close this down for now. That's going to conclude the presentation that I have. So, once again, my name is Ricky Keller. This is my capstone project Overclock for the mobile gaming program at Full Sail University. Thanks.